So it's week 10 for my 2 bottle lambs. They're 10 weeks old, which means this week is the week I technically would be weaning them. So what I'm going to do is just sort of show you what I do my routine. It's 11 in the morning, so I fed them at 7. I feed them every 4 hours. At this point, I'm running just hot tap water. In the very beginning, I was heating it up in the microwave. I was a little bit more careful in particular because they were just so little. I'm making about 1.5 cups of milk for them, which is 1/4 cup and 2 tablespoons of powdered milk. And I'll show you the powdered milk container. I buy it in bulk and then I put it in a sealed Tupperware container that I just keep in the kitchen until I'm done with feeding. It smells kind of like vanilla cake mix. It smells really good, but it's extremely sticky. It's a real fine powder. So I like to rinse it off, and then I have to keep my hands very dry because if I get the powder wet, it'll reconstitute and that ain't good. So I have this drain board here that I never have unless it's lambing season. I usually don't do a lot of hand washing, and if I do, I just dry them as I go. Aren't I just so wonderful? So anyways, I put the powdered milk in. It's not full with all the water. I'll top off the water after. Got an awesome egg beater. If you don't have an egg beater, you should treat yourself because I use this for so many things, and it's really awesome because I can take it apart and just wash the beaters. Mix that up. And then rather than putting the mixture under the tap, I'll use one of the bottles to top off my cup measure to get me approximately 2.5 cups of milk. I mix it up every time. You can mix it, keep it in the fridge and heat it up. I don't know, I just choose to do it this way. Give it another quick mix. Take off the thing. And now I'm just gonna eyeball equal amounts for each ewe. I got 2 bottle lambs out there. And one of them, the black one, her mother rejected her. And I have a suspicion I know why. When she first started eating from the bottle, she would just kind of like mouth it and not really latch on, and it was irritating, and I'm wondering if maybe that was why the mother rejected her. And then the brown one out of Ivy, she one day I was doing a video with a friend showing her all the lambs and stuff, and as I'm looking in the pen, the lamb, she all of a sudden looked really thin. She had looked fine in the morning when I was doing chores. So after I got off the phone, I checked, and the mother, sure enough, had a very firm udder. You could tell that she was uncomfortable and it was a little bit warm. It wasn't at the point of mastitis, but it was en route to it. So fortunate that we saw it. So we took that lamb off the mother just to be safe, called the vet, started doing some treatments for the ewe, and she's perfectly fine. Everything is great. But once you take the lamb off the mother, they typically won't go back on. And the other thing too is it's never good to have bottle lambs. It's always better for them to be on mother's milk. But if we had to have bottle lambs, it is kind of nice to have 2 because they don't really have a mother to keep an eye on them and keep track of them out there, so they sort of look after each other. They definitely are hanging together as if they're sisters, and I even call them little sissies. But anyway, so that's the milk. It's nice and warm to the touch. I've been using the same teats all this whole time that I've been feeding them. They're working. They leak a little bit at this point, but it doesn't bother me. So now I'm gonna head out to the barn and feed my babies. So here's my girls. I'm gonna feed them, but one thing I want to do before I feed them is I want to get them to drink water. I want to see them drinking water out of the bucket because that's what they're going to be getting for their fluids after. So before I give them their bottle, come here, Peanuts. I just want to see what they. Come get you some Wawa. Come here. See how they do. No? Let's have some water. sillies. Try a little water. Just try the water. See if you like it. It's good. Yes. It's good. So coming right out of the tap, it's probably really cold. Normally when it's in the communal buckets, it's a little bit more tepid, so that's really awesome. You gonna have some too? Oh my gosh, you guys are so sweet. I'm gonna miss taking care of you. Alright, I'm going to let you have your babas now. You ready for your baba? This is Sapphire. Hello. They're such big girls. Last time I weighed them, they were around 23 pounds. Some Mrs. Hughes lamb there with the brown patch on her back. Great cat nuggets. Hello. So yeah, so it's 11 o'clock. It's really hot out, so that's why everybody's in the barn just cooling off. I have them in the pasture that's closest to the barn today, so they don't have to walk as far and have. It's just nicer for them to get cool. Get it out. Get it out. Girl. Did you want to finish? Once they come off it. This is Corvus' little girl. She's the one that was jumping up and down in the, if you guys were watching earlier in the year in the lambing jug, she wasn't out playing with everybody, but was just going out of her mind. She's doing really good. She's so cute. Aren't ya? Excellent. Good job, girls. All right, we'll see you in 4 hours. Good full bellies. Just taking a little break. Are you eating grass like big girls?